Cyberpunk 2077 spoiler-free review. This game we've been waiting for so many delays, and it's finally here in our hands. Let's get over the main question. Does it live up to the hype? Absolutely. Some people set their expectations way too high, but I didn't, so I say it lives up to the hype 100%. First, in case you don't get through the entire review, I want to say this. Do not buy this game on last gen till they patch it up, and they're doing it right now. But I wouldn't buy it on last gen because it's terrible. Footage in the background is on a PS5 via backwards compatibility, and the next gen version will be that's optimized will come out next year. Since I still have my PS4, I booted it up with Cyberpunk, and it's terrible. It's not as bad as people say it is, and the patches did do something, but I can't recommend it on PS4. So if you can get it on PC or next gen consoles like the new Xbox Series X and S and PS5, absolutely get it on those. But last gen, just remember, do not buy it on last gen. Now that's out of the way, let's get into review. The gameplay is great. This is the best shooting mechanics in an RPG to date that I've ever played. The shooting and weapons in general feel great, but obviously not Call of Duty level of responsiveness and shooting, but it's great, especially for an RPG. Like compared to Fallout, Outer Worlds, I mean those shootings, they're fine, the shooting mechanics, but they're not as good. It's crazy how much gameplay they crammed in. You can fully be cybernetic, no cybernetic, a mix, normal guns, high-tech guns, much more. You basically play the game you want to play. This game is massive and has tons of things to do in it. Here's the rundown. Main missions, side missions, which are actually better than the main missions. Crimes, mini games, random people you stumble upon and help them out or just shoot them, I don't know. And just exploring the Badlands and Night City. All loaded. Since everything is loaded, there are no loading screens at all. Ha, take that, Bethesda. All the gameplay is great and fun. Instead of filler, they're actually good quality. So some of the things to go in depth instead of being so vague is that there is a skill tree for whatever style of gameplay you want to play as. You know, if you choose to be more of a hacker, you can. If you want to be brute force, you can. This game encourages you to play how you want to play. Evidence the level design, which when you play it again and again, it still feels fresh. Unless you like play with the same build, obviously, it's not gonna feel fresh. But yeah. Also, one more thing before we go on to the bad things, there is something called a brain dance. It's basically detective vision from Batman Arkham games, but more in depth. You can actually see voice layers and stuff like that. It's not used that frequently, but in a good way though. Now on to the bad things. The driving is very okay. It's very slippery, but it grew on me. But it's overall kind of lackluster. But it's not bad though. But the driving physics need to be fixed ASAP. Once I drove over a curb and got launched in the air, I went flying. Also, when you get called on the phone, it says pick up the phone, but if you don't, it answers anyways, which sucks because it can take the intensity away from a situation. Also, the police in this game are very bad. You can literally steal a car, drive away, not even like 10 seconds, they're not even gonna chase you anymore. Which does take out immersion, but I mean, I don't know. I wish they like maybe fleshed out the police force more so it would just, I don't know, ram into people or something. But yeah. Also, back to the bugs and glitches. I had like 4 crashes, which is really bad, flickering lights, and people T-posing. I kept playing a couple of days to review the game to see if they fixed the problems, and overall they did. I still had 1 crash, and like a flickering light, but overall it's way better. Almost every problem is gone besides the crashes, like I said. Now on to the story. The story is great. You have 3 life paths that will affect the game overall, especially the prologue. Nomad, Street Kid, and Corpo. I chose Nomad for my playthrough, but you can choose. You can also choose your gender, which will affect your romance options and stuff like that. Also, the customization in this game is good. It's not like insane or anything, but it's still really good. Now let's go on to the story starter. The prologue is about 5 hours long, but it's meaningful and not filler gameplay like some games. I don't want to spoil the prologue because a lot happens in it. Too much. Like a lot happens in it. But after what happens in the prologue, you have a chip in you which has Johnny Silverhand, aka Keanu Reeves. He shows up after the prologue, so just so you don't ask yourself where's he, you know. Your goal is to get the chip removed, which leads to a lot of interesting characters you meet and choices you make. All of it with good performances. And all the animations are handcrafted, so the characters aren't lifeless. The story is about 30 hours, so it's shorter than The Witcher 3, but with all the replay value, side quests, or side activities, like mini games and stuff, this game will keep you busy for a very long time. Probably over 100 hours. One big plus is all talking, have good cinematics and animations. They're very handcrafted, unlike Bethesda games, which have lifeless character animations, and you don't really see their personality, you hear them, which kind of sucks in Bethesda games, but in CD Projekt Red games, since they are really good, higher standards, the animations, really good, amazing, props to them. I still like Bethesda games though, so don't yell at me in the comments down below. So yeah, now let's go to the graphics. The graphics aren't bad, but they are insane. But it's about the aesthetics. This game's atmosphere is so good you wouldn't even notice, honestly. Now on value, this game is really good in content. The content is overall very good quality and has good replay value and makes you want to play the game over and over again until you do everything, basically every life path, every way to play the game, and so on and so forth. This game is amazing. Okay, now on my final verdict. Sorry. This game is amazing and is easily one of my favorite RPGs ever made. All they need to do is fix bugs and some minor things, and this game would be perfect. I'd give this game a 9.6 out of 10. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, subscribe if you want, but you don't have to, and enjoy the rest of the gameplay.
Hey, Panel? So you're V. Where's my car? We can help each other. Rogue said so.
I might have guessed. All right. Tell me all you know. Fail, and you can run back and tell Rogue to fuck right off.
Hey, come on. Calm down.
Don't tell me what to do.
Fine. Know where to find the cargo and your car, but you go alone, you won't get him back. And you could lose something else besides. So let's figure something out.
What do you want?
One guy I gotta talk to. A corpo traveling by Corp convoy.
No, I don't do abductions. Besides, you'd need many more bodies and heaps of gear to take a convoy.
It's just one AV. Planned route will take it over Jackson Plains.
Fuck.
In return, info on your cargo. Help in getting back what's yours. We got a deal?
I don't know. Shit! Alright, deal. But if you want your thing done, we'll need to get my Thornton back first. So where is it?
Car's in Rocky Ridge. You're supposed to know where that is. Car's there, goods are there.
Nash, you dirt-eating bastard. I will strangle you.
Rocky Ridge. Let's go.
Hang on. I should think this through.